Hello, I'm John Wilson, and this is my story, how I came to accept Christ as my Savior. When I was younger, very much younger, we had a family friend who was sincerely interested in my brother and I becoming Christians. He was concerned about us because we weren't really a church-going family. And Richard Kalanch, who just stayed dear and close to our family for even up until he got very elderly and passed away, he was really the one that made the difference for me. I would just say that for me, it really was the fact that another person who was not even in my family, Richard Kalanch, stepped up, and with the permission of my family, my mother and dad, he would take my brother and I to church. We attended Rolling Hills Baptist Church, and Pastor Johnny Ramsey was the minister there. And at a young age, I had accepted Christ. I didn't want to be separated from God. I didn't want to go to hell. I mean, it's just it in a nutshell. Shortly after I had done that, my family moved to another part of town, and so Richard was not really able to take us to church anymore. And so there was a period of time there that it was just family time. And what ended up happening is when my mother passed away, I think I was about 10 or 12. We had pretty much had stayed home. We didn't go to church. We were not really active. And when my mom died in '66, we moved one more time. So it was not long after that I met my wife, Susan. And we had known each other from junior high, and we actually began dating after into high school. And when I reached 17, my father passed away. And my wife, Susan, was very active in her church, and she was really instrumental in me getting back into church. Time still went by, and I was still one who just didn't step forward, but I had genuine faith in Jesus as my Savior, but I was just nervous, very introverted at that time. But many years went by before I actually stepped forward, and it was at this church, First Baptist Watauga. We had visited in November of 1979. It was November the 11th, and we returned on November the 18th. And at that time, that's whenever we stepped down the aisle to join, and I made a public profession of my faith. And in January 5th of 1980, I was baptized in this church. I can just tell you that it's a tremendous change in how things have happened in my life after I made my public profession of faith. And I would just encourage you, if you are like me, that you accepted Christ at a young age or a medium age and you've never stepped forward, I really encourage you to do that. It was just an incredible sense of relief for me. So after I have accepted Christ, within that 15-year period of me waiting before I step forward, I can see a tremendous difference afterwards. So after I did that, really the Lord began to work on me, and He's still working on me now. And I know that I've got a ways to go. But for me, truthfully, I can really see a tremendous difference because God has spoken to me. I've heard His voice, and it's very real. I just know that Jesus is Lord. And for me, I would just encourage you, if you have not accepted Christ and you're on the fence or you're considering it, I really encourage you, please step forward. Please talk to Pastor Dennis or Pastor Kevin. I will tell you the satisfaction of knowing that you've been working in God's plan. It's just unbelievable. My name is John Wilson, and Jesus is my Lord.